Last episode, we joined as crew on the delivery of a brand new Spirit yacht for a 1,200 mile journey that ended in France, near the Bay of Biscay. Our not-so-great luck with air travel proved itself once again when we arrived at the airport.
And there's been a bomb threat at the airport.
Thankfully, the airport was given the all-clear within a few hours, and we made it back to the UK safely, where we jumped onto a ferry to make the final leg of our journey back to Stornoway, where our boat was waiting patiently for us. Alright, let's go back to the boat. I see a little smile on your face.
Bootstrap is still above the water. It's still facing up.
Yes. There's nobody to look after the boat. We have been quite anxious as to how she's been. Luckily, didn't get any emails, didn't get any messages or anything like that saying that she wasn't okay. So thank goodness she's all right. You alright?
She looks good. Most beautiful boat I've ever seen after this last 6 weeks. I'll never leave you again, Millie. Okay, that's not true, but it gets harder and harder every time, I promise.
Alright, moment of truth. See how full the bilge is.
She's sitting nice and high in the water, so I don't think we have too much to worry about.
I'm going to take something up with me. We've collected a lot on our travels.
Saw this wee business.
Wee? A mussel.
Oh, the birds have been having a picnic.
Collecting stuff, and Millie's been collecting mussels. Oh, it smells like old boat.
Yeah, she's
Which
going
by
to need to
old boat,
breathe.
I mean like engines.
Alright, straight away, let's check the bilge.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like it's the first time when we bought her.
Sorry?
This is just like the first day when we bought her.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. Right, bilge, go.
Okay, bilge.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
Oh, it really, really is. Yay, my little Millie. Oh yeah, possibly even lower than when we left her.
Bone dry.
We're back! We're home! Oh, I can't tell you how nice it is to be in our own home again, in our own place, in our own bed, having our own lounge, to couch, to like, just everything.
Battery is not full, not surprised given that it's the UK. We owe 300 amp hours, so don't ask me how that happened.
Do you want to elaborate on why being in the UK means no battery?
We have one solar panel up and a wind gen, and the solar panel's up. I thought that would be enough. What I didn't do though is we have a DC to DC charger that trickle charges to the starter battery, and the starter battery voltage is lovely. What little energy comes in and tops off the big battery, it's sort of rolling into the starter battery. Anyway, let's see if she starts, but I just have to check that the engine seacock is open first, and then the fluids are all good. Right, engine seacock's good. Okay. Squeaky on the engine belt, the serpentine belt.
There's another one. Okay, we're officially back on the boat. We have been here for a few days now, done our washing, food, given Adam a haircut, trim, and we are now ready to kind of head off tomorrow. We found a suitable window. Pretty much it's in between two gales really that are coming through, but that's the best that we can hope for at this time of year. And so we need to actually do a few things before we can set off again. Number one being that we tore our mainsail on the way down here from Iceland, and that was because the thread was damaged from UV really, and it just started tearing apart. So we've got to fix that one today, sew that one back up. Got to re-put our rigging back on, like all of our turning blocks and everything. And put our bimini up. We were debating whether to go sans bimini, but I've decided that because it's going to be bloody cold and we're not quite acclimatized to the cold here, we need all the protection that we can get. So the bimini's going back up, as are the curtains and all that. Ooh, so accessible. So much bird proof on this sail bag. You can see all the threadings, all the stitches have come undone here. So I'll probably just unpick the stitching from the other side and reuse the same holes to just put some new thread through the holes.
And then sticky Dacron.
And then sticky Dacron on top, just in case.
Yay!
I'm almost finished. I've actually gone crazy over the top, but if the sail rips again, it won't be because of this section at least. So yeah, just followed along all the old stitch lines. So interested. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, we don't have any food for you though.
Hey, you're looking for handouts, aren't you? I can offer you a belly scratch. No? Not having it.
It is 6:51 in the morning. The sun is just about to come up. Today is a limited window between the gales, a very rare opportunity to get from Stornoway down to a little anchorage kind of just north of a place called Portree, which in a nutshell we're crossing the channel between the outer Hebrides and the inner Hebrides, I suppose you could call it. So we're just going to take this opportunity to nip across the way. It's about 40 miles in sort of limited protected waters, and then we'll be in protected waters sort of for the remainder, so that the weather window urgency is not quite as bad. It's just that time of year. You have to go when you get a rare opportunity, because it's just gale after gale after gale. And I'm using the term gale loosely. I know that it's not technically gales all the time, but horrible day after horrible day. It's just not the time of year to be doing open ocean. So yeah, that's what we're doing. 45 miles. Hopefully it'll be a quick run because there's plenty of wind out there. We're looking at 22 knots, sort of just forward of the beam, gusting to sort of 30-ish on occasion. Sunny day, not expecting too much rain, so it should be pleasant. It's going to be our first real sail in a while. We didn't get to do a lot of sailing on the delivery. So yeah, I'm apprehensive and excited at the same time. It's going to be good. Buddy, run away. Don't run him over.
We're definitely starting to see some gusts. I saw 24, which, alright, that's not too bad, but it's definitely we'll definitely just put in 3 reefs just in case it gets any higher. we're still in the harbour area now, so I'm expecting it to get a little higher than this. It's definitely a scarf and gloves day.
Yeah.
to a beautiful day of sailing. But I'm definitely out of practice from winching.
Can you be in practice at winching? I think what you mean is muppet arms. For the last 4 weeks, your biggest sailing muscle has been this.
So true. Definitely.
It's funny how when it's really, really cloudy and cold, every little glimmer of sun you get, your body just goes, ah. Even at this time of the morning. Even yesterday, the sun came out for about 20 minutes and everyone kind of stopped and went, ah.
Yeah, we're just seeing up to 26 knots or so. Thank God we took that third reef, but we've also taken a little more in from the head sail as well. So we're heeling over quite a bit and getting quite wet at the same time. Whenever we point the camera at you or you hold the camera, the waves come overboard.
Yeah, I should just go back to bed and it'll be a lovely day, I'm sure. We've been underway for about 2 hours now. We've had anywhere from 30 to, it's averaging at about 22, but sometimes we see 27, 30. Very rarely. We're reefed quite heavily, but we're still making 7.5, 6 to 7. And we should, I don't know, at that rate, we should be there in about 5 hours. I can see the island where we're going to now, and hopefully in the next few hours we'll come into the lee of the rest of the mainland, and things will start to settle down a little bit. Also, the forecast was supposed to ease sometime around midday. Not a lot, but just a little, take the edge off it. So we should be on the downward slope now.
Well, we're probably about an hour away, and the wind's actually quite gusty. You might hear the motor on in the background, and that's because it was about 12 knots at one stage and we were doing about 2 to 3 knots because the tide's turning. So we put the engine on and now suddenly the wind has gusted up to 19 again. So Adam is putting in some head sail now, but we're only about an hour away, and then we will be at the anchorage. I've probably been quite thoroughly useless on this passage because it was a bit of a wild one, and I didn't take any seasickness tablets this morning, so that's my fault. I have been thoroughly useless. Adam has been doing most of it. So we're just coming into the anchorage now. We're probably about 2 miles off. Man, the wind is just not letting up though. It's still so gusty, and we're only probably about a mile away from shore here, but the waves are like still got white caps on. Crazy. So we're going to put the sail down in probably about 15 minutes and go into this little bay that's hopefully tucked into these rocks and very well protected. Otherwise it's going to be a horrible night.
Okay, we're coming into our first ever Outer Hebridean anchorage. It's quite a skinny approach and it looks like a really sheltered spot. There's a couple of moorings here. We are going to try the anchor first because I always prefer to anchor if at all possible. But yeah, it's exciting. This is the first time in, God, what's it been? At least 2 months now. No. Yeah, 2 months now
maybe more, since we've been at anchor in like a place with no facilities, no nothing in the Falcon. It's nice to be back on the road.
Alright, so the entrance is just around this rock here, and actually it's a really big rock. Okay, the entrance is a bit wider than I thought, which is good, because on the map it doesn't look that wide at all.
It's probably 50 metres wide.
Conditions as well have really, really levelled out. It's quite lovely right now. Makes me think,
how lucky are we with this blue sky? Like all day,
so lucky,
all day
so
we've
lucky.
had a blue sky or partial blue sky. That is unheard of.
Yeah,
this is
definitely.
Scotland. This is horrible Scottish weather.
I feel so useless.
The rain is not even on a slant. There's no rain at all.
I feel so bad. Like it had all the makings of such a lovely day of sailing.
It was.
And then but then I was just like comatose for most of the time, and Adam's just there like yoo-hoo, enjoying everything all by himself. Okay. Oh, coming in now.
Self-loading ballast.
Adam said to me before, "Oh, they also have venison in here too." It's like, you can't call it venison unless you're actually eating it. Anyway, so there are deer here.
Are you sure about that?
What?
You can't call it venison until it's dead.
I'm pretty sure. I've only ever seen. And
and a steer. No, that's a cow.
No.
And a buck.
A buck.
A stag.
And a stag.
Well, which one's venison? They're all venison.
Venison's what you get in your plate because nobody could possibly attribute meat to an actual animal. Exactly.
Now, unfortunately for us, our arrival has coincided with low tide. There is enough water in here for us to manoeuvre and put a hook in. Over the course of the next few hours, it's going to go up by 4 meters, so we have to compensate for that with our scope. But I think we're going to probably anchor in 3 to 5 meters, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. And there are moorings here as well. If it all goes to custard and we're not feeling good about it, we'll just pick up a mooring.
Change of plan. We've just seen it's a smaller anchorage than what we thought, so we probably will take a mooring because then we can't swing as far as what our scope needs. Adam's just pointed out a seal. This is so cool. Oh my goodness, he's just sunbathing on top of a rock. This is great. This is better anchorage than I thought. Yay!
Try that.
It's actually mid-afternoon snacks.
This is breakfast for me.
Yep.
I've been on a diet of 1 coffee, 2 cups of tea, some cookies, and about 7 litres of snot.
Welcome to cold weather sailing.
Welcome to cold weather sailing.
So we actually switched back to the anchorage because got a lovely call from somebody on the radio who was like, FYI, the mooring that you're trying to pick up is actually not attached to a mooring. It was just like a string. They changed them over in winter or something. We didn't know this. So we had to go back to anchoring again. And then, yeah, many anchoring spots. Finally, though, we've put a hook in, and we think we're pretty comfortable here. It's a quiet anchorage, very quiet anchorage. We've seen a lot more seals than just that one there, so I'm quite excited about that. And we've actually anchored really close to them as well. So that's going to be amazing in the morning when I can have a cup of tea and just look at the seals.
First day back at anchor.
First day back at anchor. Pretty good.
Hopefully it's a good night.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's a good night. Apparently it's going to be a bit windy tomorrow, so I'm hoping that our holding is okay here. Probably stay here tomorrow, and the day after we will head off again, I think.